All right, so we've talked about passive transport. Now let's focus on active transport. The name alone implies that you're actually going to need to use energy. All right, our energy molecule in our cells is called adenosine triphosphate. We talked about this particular molecule, ATP, when we did our biochemistry unit. For those of you that can remember, ATP was a particular type of nucleic acid. And if it's a nucleic acid, that means we can assume that it's made up of a sugar, phosphate, and a base. In this case, triphosphate implies that we have 3 phosphates. Adenosine implies that our base is adenine. All right, so we've got adenine as the base, 3 phosphates, and in this case our sugar is ribose. Remember, OSE, ose, is for sugars, glucose, fructose, ribose, all right? So ATP is the energy that your cells, your body uses. When we talk about taking energy out of food, all that stuff, we're talking about ATP. So in the case of active transport, this is one of the times that your body is actually going to need to use energy to move substances. So there's 2 reasons why energy would be needed to be able to actually move substances. All right. One of the reasons is going to be if a molecule is huge. All right. If a molecule is huge, obviously you're going to need some energy to push it. The other reason is if it needs to move against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient. Remember, guys, that implies it's moving against, uphill, from low to high, not high to low. All right, so if a substance needs to be pushed against the concentration gradient, energy is going to need to be put in. Also, if a molecule is really, really big, going to need to use some energy to get it in or out. So this is just showing a picture of active transport, the idea that, all right, the molecule is going to be moving from low to high, and here's our energy being put in. All right, so again, particles are moving against the grain from low to high, and energy gets put in. First example of active transport, we're going to talk about 2 different ones, is channel pumps. The name pump. Pump alone implies force, right? Force implies like a push. And that push or that force is going to require the use of energy, right? So channel pumps are going to be a way that we push the molecules. This is the movement against the concentration gradient, all right? Specifically, we're going to be moving through one of those proteins. Remember the back doors? These are back doors that work in the wrong direction, right? They push things against the concentration gradient. All right, so they can go in or out of the cell depending on where they're trying to force the molecules into. But in this picture, this is basically just showing we've got low concentration, all right? We've got high concentration. We're going to take this little molecule and we're going to stick it inside of our channel pump. Our pump is going to close up on this side and it's going to open on this side, pushing the molecule into an already crowded space. All right, it's going to pump it and force it into a crowded area. That's how a channel pump works.